Certainly not that yet, but he's going to be looking to try and use this USP to devastating effect. It's electronic to take out Floppy quite easily.
Oh, what do they do? Okay, Elige just starts rushing with the Julies. So Complexity stayed so parked at the B bomb site with numbers. Floppy was alone at A, and that's why he peeks middle, because he has no one gathering that information. Elige actually thinks they realize the other bomb site is empty, which is why he was so crazy with that swing. And now we've got a retake scenario.
Complexity have Grim taking the first steps, and he is forced away. Not exactly the impact Grim was hoping for, but he's still around, he's still kicking about. And they've got to get into this one now. It's Complexity kicking the gear. They're going to be charging back into the site. 3 players for Virtus.pro inside of the bomb site itself, and they're dishing out headshots, but Complexity hand them right back, and suddenly only Fame playing out towards main. He's got himself a powerful position to try and stop this defuse, but JT's the bodyguard, and he will make it work out. Holzerk on that defuse, and Complexity back in for a successful retake right at the final moments.
That's a massive retake, especially when you consider Grim gets spotted and eliminated pretty early on the flank. Usually that player will stay a little bit more hidden than Grim did and wait for the main thrust of that retake to come in before trying to allow a moment of hesitation from the main player to kind of turn his attention forward. But this is just good shooting from JT as he swings in. This was a nice shot right here.
Yeah, some sick shot. This one, that was the key to get back into it. And JT, the bodyguard, defending his teammate on that defuse. Not quite as effective as it once was.
Well, maybe if they push into you, good 1-for-1, but Elige is going to come out on top and smartly, wisely backs away and preserves the advantage.
An extra year doing him wonders as Elige now backs into the A-bomb site safely, knowing that he has done some massive work here for Complexity. They are a player up, and Virtus.pro are going to try and dip their toes in the waters at B. The double setup between JT and Grim, and that smoke will buy them an extra few seconds, but Norbert, oh, he's not going to respect it. He's going right through it.
Yeah, oh, and it's just turned. Grim found the information. He knows JT is there as well. Good trade, but still a lot of pressure. And this is where things get really weird playing against VP. And look at, see Complexity, they have no intel. They're trying to cover the whole map at the moment.
This is going to be hard for Holzerk, but he is going to spot the head of James first. Holzerk now calling, trying to delay and run the clock down, but it is going to be pretty effective from Electronic. But JT, once again, finding impact here for Complexity in back-to-back rounds. James goes down, and Electronic into the clutch. A 1v2. He is so comfortable in these kind of scenarios, but he doesn't have all the information. He's trying to figure out where the other remaining Complexity players coming from, but he's found himself a pretty powerful position inside of Dark for this post plant. Electronic would love to separate this into 1v1 fights and good angle selection. He's taking out Elige, and JT just chases after him. What a hot start from JT, and that is going to be 2-0 for Complexity. Electronic quick to get down in water. They're going to be applying pressure relatively early onto JT's position. There's no sign that they're coming. It's going to be very dry. Just a straight up fight into JT, and he isn't missing at the start of Anubis. That is 2 kills collected. He's up to 8-0. And he is defending this bomb site easily for Complexity.
And this is great if you're Complexity, because this was one of the strengths in the early days of CS2. At the end of CSGO, JT was on a streak where he was logging big game performances for you. Really, really solid in the clutch, and he's become a very, very solid in-game leader. So he puts up a performance like this, and it is a huge benefit to the Complexity squad.
Yeah, you think back to Sydney, the first real tournament we had with CS2, and Complexity make it all the way to the final, and JT was a big part of that. And Floppy, he goes down to Fame. So one of those kills pulled back for Virtus.pro, and there is 50 seconds still remaining in this round.
That's a kind of death that's really painful to take if you're Floppy, really frustrating, because, again, against a team like VP in this scenario, just giving up a contact peek to Fame is like you realize you've opened an opportunity. Another door has opened for them to come back into this round.
Here comes James close. Oh, it's a good angle there for Grim. Just gets the timing on the jiggle. Mass will remove James. Effective trade from Fame, but he's still going to come into the 2-man setup. And JT and Elige put their pieces in position outside of the safe bomb site. Currently, the setup designed to deal with this threat is Floppy within the site, playing from Fountain as he's so often spotted, and Elige close out towards camera. But Floppy is now going aggressive, and perhaps at the wrong time, because he's caught by Fame, and now this is Elige under so much pressure at the back of the bomb site himself. He decides he has to fight, he has to peek, and Elige gets a double before going down to the hand of Flit, and Grim, quick rotation over towards Heaven, stops that plant without taking the player out, and the grenade lands for extra damage, but it's not enough to remove players from Virtus.pro yet. Grim eventually getting one, but it's not enough, and it's all on Holzerk, and he is not close to the site. He's on that backside, just watching A main. Yeah, rather Floppy seems to be struggling a little bit in those initial A fights.
If we stayed the same, it wasn't going to work. We were never going to fit a player like Electronic into my system, into the way we were playing the game at the time. We knew immediately that we needed to adapt. And they haven't really found a solution yet. Good find from Flit. Elige didn't realize one had gotten past, and that's Flit saying, enough with this aggression. I got the good spawn. I'm going to make it behind the boxes before anyone realizes it, and I'll be there to negate any of those peaks.
It didn't look like Holzerg was quite posted up in time either to get that trade in. Oh, I need to be careful here. JT gets away before Norbert can take him out.
I like that attitude from Flit, denying one of the main points of this complexity defense they've seen so far, these aggressive plays. Floppy's coming through. First player was blinded, but Flit swings off of it.
Not the start to the round here. Complexity would be looking for it.
Look how open middle is as VP starts to probe and move.
Yeah, he can split on Holzerg right here. This is going to be tough for the Orpher. He has got some rifle support, but it's got to be massive. I say rifle, it's an SMG, it's an MP9 is all Grim has. Holzerg unable to connect any of the shots, and now he's being split, so he can't get out of there. And Electronic having a field day, pushing his way through camera. There's a second round for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, you're right, though. Holzerg had two good chances to find a kill or an impact. The initial trade where he missed the shot, and obviously that last one as they kind of stream out A main. So JT is just fighting for his life, fighting to keep this M4 in his hands. Money is not great for Complexity. They'll buy in the next round regardless of what happens here. But it's not going to be the prettiest thing in the world. And Virtus.pro have created themselves an opportunity to take control of this map.
He's starting to show some of that proactivity again. Elige getting aggressive through middle. His head didn't get spotted. Flit, neither. But timing, could it work here for Elige? Oh, good reactions. Able to get his crosshair onto Fame in time. Now JT's caught between a rock and a hard place, and he gets smashed. Flit just runs right through him, and Norbert's already deep inside of this B bomb site. Complexity had no numbers inside of the site itself.
Yeah, I was going to say, he was left on his own. I thought as soon as Elige started making that play, they would shift players off back to the B bomb site, but something made them slow down. They were not nearly as quick as they could have been to shore up that defense.
Last piece of utility, this last flash. Holzer getting ready to send it in, but Grim taken out by Norbert. Here comes that flash. It better be effective. It is in terms of blinding Norbert, but Electronic defends him, and that is a third round now on the T side for VP. They're starting to get much more comfortable now.
Norbert's on a hunt, going to be taken down.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Hello.
There we go. Just about.
I had no idea who was going to win that. At least gets away with an AK, so a little upgrade at the end.
They realized the opening and the style Complexity wanted to bring on the defense. They're like, we're happy to chill for 40 seconds. Make your aggressive plays. We're going to sit back and watch them. This time they can't handle it. Holzerg's got one. Norbert trades it back. And now trying to buy time.
Norbert pops up on top, spams on down. JT dead. Oh, if he had one extra bullet, he had another kill in him. But Complexity somewhat still fighting, but I think with Flit's kill on Holzerg, that might have just signed it off. And it's Floppy alone 1v3, and he's on the other side of the map here and locked in by James. They know exactly where Floppy likes to play.
That round's all Norbert. Obviously 2 kills, but staying alive as long as he did. And if you're Flit and you see that your teammate's calling, they've pushed 3 outside B.
I think it's not going to get any easier for him. Flash is good. Really clear close right. Norbert not giving away his position, but then Fame immediately peaks, and it's such a rough situation here for Complexity. Floppy and Elige both dead, and Norbert just chasing in towards JT, and I'm telling you, here comes the Deagle. Another one for JT, and he was so close to 3. Oh, that could have been absolutely magical.
It's so possible. This is still doable with these Deagles. Norbert just 1 bullet away from death. Grim gonna bide his time. Last time, tried to peek this angle. James was waiting with an AWP, but that's been passed over to Norbert. Smoke is going to be up. Holzerg's going to create some space for himself. This 5-7 getting a dink. 2 players low, but the AWP again.
Holzerg, oh, it's been a team kill in the midst, and the Deagle was 1 away. 1 shot away from bringing James out of this round and putting Complexity ahead, and Holzerg will connect. A bit of Deagle magic for Complexity, and they're back into the lead. Damn. Grim waiting behind the smoke. They're coming on in. Holzerg misses the shot. Norbert already in, and it is complete and utter collapse there for Complexity.
Yeah, they missed the first player crossing over to jail. They just never saw it coming. So the first player inside the bomb site, Grim, just gets deleted for free. Elise does everything he can, but that's going to be it. Virtus.pro comes storming back into this half, and despite a late hiccup, it's tied up at 6. JT had a hot start. Going to be close up towards A main, waiting for his moment, and Electronic getting bored. Taken down now. JT, 15 kills from the captain of Complexity.
Yeah, he's doing so well here, JT. But he's taken out this time by Fame in response. A lot of time here for Complexity. They're going to be smoking out that B bomb site. That cross is now covered. Grim feels comfortable to move his way through, and there's no one here from VP. Fame is quick on their heels through dark and is now engaged in a fight with Elige. And Elige thinks better of committing into that angle, sends Grim in instead. He can be the meat shield, and he'll go for that fight at range. Damage dished out, but no kills. It's still awkward. Floppy eventually composes himself for both kills on Norbert and Jame, and that has now surely confirmed this pistol round for Complexity. VP are out of there, and Cole once again back into the lead.
Bold aggression from Elige over in E-Box, taking that fight long range against one, dodging his bullets, taking the close-up fight, bringing Fame down to 1 HP. But better than that, he gathered information. He heard footsteps on bridge, which allows Floppy to prepare for the fight, excuse me. And for how tough of a half Floppy had.
You saying they're going to be near airport soon, Jason? Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't know. I think there's just a lot of F words in a row there. I couldn't get it. I couldn't get a hang of it. I'm just looking away.
That could have been nice for him too. He's 2-11. That would have been a lovely little confidence booster.
Yeah, it really would have been. It also would have been nice information over to his team. Well, it doesn't matter. They have it now. Well, there's your confidence boost.
That is grim. But Holzer, go and get a little piece of the pie.
He's been dinked, though. He's got to be careful. You don't want to lose too many players or rifles. And now Elige is going to start moving forward. And this is so dangerous. Complexity could lose a lot in a victory here. Flit very low on HP. He's got JT to help out. Elige has gone down. 3 players dead for Complexity. No longer whatsoever a clean round. And Norbert's just like, why not? Let me just see if anyone's done something stupid and left the bomb site open.
That would have been amazing.
But you get away with an AK-47 as well. VP's loving this round.
Yeah, they do so much suddenly out of nowhere, really. Look, I mean, this is Complexity walking 4 players into an empty bomb site, and somehow they lose 3 players to USPs. Regardless, it is a round win for them, but they have sustained a lot of economic damage.
More than anything, it signals to us, Complexity have no idea, obviously, that Electronic wants to get up close and personal.
And he's decided he wants to get close A. He's going to be mollied into the open, into the fight versus Holzerk. And it's actually Floppy and Holzerk together that combined for that kill. It was Floppy took the brunt of the damage, down to 40 good reactions to take Jame out of the round here.
It's almost unfair for Jame breaking that smoke because Floppy has the same idea. So he's already ready for the fight when that smoke opens up. Grim gets a... I thought he got a dink, but nope. He's just dead.
Yeah, he's having a tough time here.
They got money to play with. Next round's going to be another full buy for VP.
Flit needs to be aware of the possibility Elige is already in here, and the utility is signaling the fact that no one is home, but that is a lot of utility on JT. He has lost a lot of his health.
Yeah, and Flit used his smoke just as those Molotovs came in, so he's been protected. There's nothing to kind of force him into a fight he doesn't want to take until that one comes in. And now Elige has to peek and finds the kill, recovers it. But this is a lot of pressure from Complexity is going to let VP know what's coming.
Oh, Electronic still able to get away with a kill on Grim. They mollied him out of position, they got the tag, they had the sound cue, and it still doesn't matter because Virtus.pro holding on to this B bomb site. It is Norbert cleaning up, and it's just Floppy left in a 1v4 situation, one that just doesn't look doable for him. The bomb is down inside of the site. They know exactly where he's coming from, and they're doubled up on the platform. He's got 2 angles to worry about, and that is 7 rounds now for Virtus.pro. Both Alpers missed their chances. 30 seconds, though, for Complexity. That's starting to become a problem. Time is certainly limited. JT charge in. Oh, ineffective in taking Fame out of there, and that smoke keeps Holzerk back. The split is ineffective. Fame is shutting down this Complexity attack, and with 15 seconds left, Fame dismantles the whole squad. It's Grim with no time left, not a hope in hell, and he is going to die in a mere moment as well. He needs to die before the time. He's got to die before the time, and he does. So Norbert gets rid of him. But this time, they got 2 Glocks, a couple of Deagles, and a P250. Grenades softening them up as well.
Oh, yeah, that one hurts.
That really does ruin their chances. But JT, here he goes again. Grim dead through the smoke.
He's got 1. And Electronic It looked like he wanted to get activated and start pushing forward for some intel, but holds back against the pistols.
Oh my god, okay. Maybe I'm starting to believe again.
It's a foot race.
Oh my goodness, straight into that B-bomb site is a race indeed. And now is a better weapon for Floppy. Norbert tries to toss utility out. Will it delay them long enough? They swing into the open. Electronics ready. Floppy goes down, but the bomb plant is already massive. And they want a little bit more. JT on that deagle. JT with another. And this could be absolutely brilliant for JT. He's up against Fame, who's just back towards CT. And JT is just biding his time. But his head is ripped off of the AK-47. But Complexity, man, when they've got the pistols in hand, there is always a chance. That bomb plant and 4 kills is a huge amount of cash.
I mean, 1 deagle on a Jame with from B main to Temple is massive. And then you add a Liege from way back in Canals all the way towards E-Box. A couple spectacular shots open everything up. There's JT.
He's so sick on the deagle.
That's filthy. This is a Liege. He's got to weave that bullet through 3 teammates' heads.
I feel like Elige would be good at golf. You know, he's got that's a long-range shot right through all the obstacles.
There's 3 defenders here, though. I don't know how this works for Complexity, especially if there's a counter utility, counter smoke, counter Molotov in towards main. Flit's got 1 blind.
Yeah, that's a good start here for VP. It's a disaster for Complexity. You can just see it from the mini-map. Just the amount of players that VP had inside of B.
Yeah, but that's standard. You're like, yeah, he's way far back. It's just the 1 player watching for the push, so you're able to keep 3 players parked at A.
And this setup looks brutal. You got Jame. Oh, you had Jame ready, but it doesn't matter. The guillotine's rolled out. Electronic with 2 headshots very quickly. Elige charging in, trying to do as much as he can. 2 kills is good, but it's Jame coming in from heaven with a big shot on Elige. Couldn't quite follow up in towards main. And Flit. He's got the rotation, the perfect positioning to deal with the rest of the threat. Now, this could be the moment we were talking about. The Grim Clutch. He's down low on bullets and, unfortunately, still low on kills. And that will be another round for Virtus.pro. No one from VP playing within dark. And they've even got the AWP here on the back platform, protected by the rifles around him. It's James to strike through the darkness. It's 2 kills locked in for the sniper. And Elige is left with 20 seconds and 4 VP players looking directly at him. This is going to be so hard for Elige to even take a step closer to the bomb site, but Elige has got some heroics left in him. It's 2 kills and 1 low HP Norbert at the back of the site. Oh, Elige! He's found him as well. He's on for all 5 here, Elige. And he's faked the plan. He's got him in! And that was nearly an absolutely heroic moment for Elige, but it is stolen away from him in the final few seconds by Fame. The absolute goal to go for the fake plant with 5 seconds left.
And no bullets in the AK, only your Glock as well. He switched out. I don't know if he got the calm that somebody was low or he was just like, I don't have any weapons, I don't have time to reload. But yeah, he almost pulls it off.
He was definitely rocking with his Glock out, that was for sure. Oh, that could have been absolutely insane from Elige. It's just one of those rounds. It's just another close one, but it goes VP's way. Now Electronic looking to try and knock them out. Looking for the final blow here on Anubis, and it's working out for Virtus.pro. Kill after kill from Jame. It's Floppy and JT left. And despite good starts in both halves, in particular in that first one, Complexity, it is all in a losing effort on their own map pick.
You're going to feel terrible. They're going to drop this map on a 0-7 streak. Virtus.pro, just round 16 on, something clicked. And they have decimated Complexity's attack.
And this is Complexity's pick, as you said. And up next is Dust2. VP are going to be a difficult team to put away on that map. It's looking like Complexity might be finding themselves in the resurrection zone here at the Esports World Cup. Smokeout blocks Flit's vision. Still some time left for Complexity as they make their final maneuvers over towards A, but look how many players are waiting for them. 3 ready to answer the call for Virtus.pro. With grenades in hand, it'll slow them down. They won't be able to get that burst forward into the bomb site. It feels like this is the final motions of Anubis. Floppy to lead the charge out. Grenade slows them down. And now they go for their attack, looking to wrap around the back of the bomb site, going for the plant, but Electronic takes them both out. And it is Virtus.pro that walk away with Anubis, that walk away with Complexity's map pick.
Yeah, such a nice performance for Virtus.pro as they kind of switched over to the CT side. Absolute dominance, and Complexity's got to be feeling stunned.
Maybe a lot of chances, Jason.
Problem is, Halzerk and Elige need to work up the courage to get boosted up into the bomb site. There's a couple of smokes that are going to make this really hard to stop. Grim's going to be blocked off. Elige inside the site. Halzerk over at CT spawn. JT coming catwalk, but already the defense is shut down.
Yeah, not looking too hot, but JT getting back into it. He's the pistol god today. 3 headshots right back. And just when you thought VP would find themselves a pistol round victory, JT is there to steal away their dream. And Plant is now coming in. Fame and Jame combining together. And looking to try and close this one out. JT still at short, hasn't moved. Waiting for an overextension. He gets that fight. Couldn't quite capitalize as they get in towards Goose. He's got another headshot in, and JT one away from all 5. And Fame looks to prevent that from happening, and Floppy will steal it away. What a round from JT again.
I mean, they did lose both pistols on Anubis and still rattled a victory off there. So they'll have to sit back. They do pick up some Galils.
An all out for Halzerk.
How do you get that? Is that JT dropping it over?
Must be, yeah. Elige going aggressive up middle. Soon to be 3. Is now Flit joins the pack. And they are ready to attack in towards the back. It's Floppy getting Molly out of position, heating things up. Fame just rips his head off. At range, Halzerk's AWP strikes into action. And he needs to be careful. He can't throw that AWP into the lines down. You can't let VP get that back.
I'll tell you what, though, this is an awkward situation. There's no utility for this retake for Complexity. Not a smoke for tunnels, not any flashbangs to take anyone away. And we know the B bomb site is very, very difficult to retake, even with a man advantage. And another smoke is going to come up. So there's 0 kits on top of all of that.
And no utility. It's just an AWP. You got to save it. You have to. They're backing away. They're not going for it.
Holy hell.
That is a simple but effective call from Virtus.pro. They annihilate Floppy at the back of the platform, and because of the weapons and the resources they have to lose and lack of resources, they actually attempt to retake. Complexity call it off, and VP tie things up.
I mean, it's a surprising outcome of how the round looked like it would play out, but it's not a bad call, obviously. With 4 full weapons, you can rebuy utility, you can buy a kit in this next round. You have a full buy, essentially, except for Floppy.
At least the trade for damage is back and forth. JT gets caught looking between 2 angles and ends up getting a bullet between his 2 eyes. JT gone out of that. Does VP collect the first?
Deep smoke on catwalk means VP can't take complete control of it and apply pressure and use that as leverage. However, again, as I mentioned, late rounds, they know Floppy is going to have a weaker weapon, and they're able to take him down with ease. Can they trade Elige off? Not quite yet, but they've kept him out of the bomb site in similar situation. No utility, no kits.
And this time you got player deficit, so
yeah,
likely to be another save call. But also Electronic is around here, so they might not be able to save as easily as they did in the previous round. Electronic could be a real nuisance and take all of these key weapons out of the hands of Complexity. This fight is everything. Grim making noise, and Electronic takes out Grim. Halzerk slipping away with the AWP.
We just mentioned the last map, Grim probably feeling like nothing can go his way. This time he's just trying to upgrade to an M4, gives up the sound cue, and Electronic's able to just swing on it.
Yeah, it hasn't really been the start that would reset the mentality of Grim. It's just more of the same.
Going hunting for more. They want that AWP away. They want to trade it off, and they will get it. And Elige is the only one left, 27 HP. Electronic hasn't spotted him yet. They might let him keep this gun at the end of the day.
They're going to step forward, and no mercy for Complexity. They lose everything. There's still over a minute left to play with. They got plenty of time. When does Grim decide to activate his flank? Might need to go rather quickly because Elige has died on the ramp. Floppy now needs to defend this B-bomb site on his own. He's worried about the door, but he comes back out into the open, and this time Electronic ready for that re-peek. So VP have found themselves the further kill, and Grim has only started that flank through long now.
And then all of a sudden you're just taking a fight, and Complexity has no idea when it's coming, so there's no chance to organize. Floppy coming back to window to double peek in middle from the defense. It's going to be a very, very difficult, frustrating, and annoying half for Complexity.
This actually feels very similar to Anubis, because that A-bomb site on Anubis was the same setup right between Floppy and Elige, and that was the site VP.
And Halzerk has so much safety. He's got Elige's op up on catwalk peering towards top middle. He's got JT who's going to start activating on a push, but this just makes it so hard for Grim. You make this kind of a play to deny what VP's been doing for the past 4 rounds, and they switch it up on you at the perfect moment. Good calling from VP. And poor Grim is just left on an island because all of the resources are in mid.
VP can slow things down. Think about some of the mid control they don't have. JT hoping that they come in towards it, but that doesn't seem likely, so he starts to get itchy feet and move forward into this fight, and it does work out for JT. He finds himself a 1v1 duel against Norbert.
Norbert's just like, for the love of God, can I stop getting killed by these mid pushes? But again, the cost is so high. JT can't get away. The defenders there trying to support him are left in the open, and Electronic has space to work with.
It just feels like VP's playground right now. They're just walking around.
It's so interesting because like there's so many players in middle for Cole. When Grim goes down and you have this mid push from JT and you have Halzerks off and like lower even for some time, it still feels like Complexity doesn't have a whole lot of actual information about where VP is positioned or where they're actually going to attack into. And Halzerk is
exactly where he is.
Yeah, he's not saving that. It's done.
Electronic is starting to just farm them up. 8-2 now. He's having a great time on Dust 2. Halzerk is going to have to defend. And he is going deeper into the tunnels. Here we go. He's got rifle support with him. And Halzerk gets out of that big swing. Floppy can't handle the rifle of fame. And now Halzerk, he's under pressure with utility, but no one from VP following up and chasing after him. They'll be happy with the 4v4.
Yeah, the equalizer on that push is the most important part. So good job from VP, just staying disciplined and not over peaking and swinging into that and giving Halzerk chances to make a highlight reel with the op. They know with the amount that they've hit and had success at the B bomb site that Complexity likely going to rotate someone over. And look at Elige going for information, feeling like he's the only one who's being proactive. Norbert ready and waiting, hiding. Barrel shows easy. Well, it's a kill. He does get dinked.
Yeah, it was nearly easy, and then Elige dinks him. He's seen the barrel for so long.
Here's Grim's play. He just pushed out long, and this is a fake over towards Catwalk.
Oh, they're looking for it though, aren't they? Oh. Fame at least was just a second ago. He's in a position to deal with it if Grim eventually comes back.
The timing on this is going to be everything because
there's a lower tunnel player coming out too with Norbert. Oh, Norbert, he's gone.
Yeah, but it's perfect. He's the low HP player. That's the signal. That's the alarm of like, okay, well, Grim's pushed out long. You know, one was in the B bomb site. That was Halzerk, but Virtus.pro decides to attend to their flank. 25 seconds left. James really hunting this down, and now they turn it into a B hit.
They switch it up. Grim's done very well to reposition there and catch James. Very committed to that. He really wanted to get rid of Grim. He could have joined the rest of the pack and went into the B bomb site. And they get across. Halzerk misses his small window of opportunity to take down that player on the cross on over. Flip puts the bomb down, and now the chances for VP to win this round have increased.
One flashbang for Complexity, and remember, this is not an easy bomb site to retake.
Complexity have barely attempted to even retake this site, but they feel like they have to now, and they're going in with it. But a double from Foot as he switches back. He nearly gets all three, but it's Grim to finally break through with a big round. A triple kill and a 1v1 to secure the second round for Complexity.
Yeah, this is the most impact he's had in the series so far. Good round from him, good decision on the flank, finding his timing to wrap around, gather intel for his team, find a few kills, and a big-time clutch when they needed it. But now they have to build upon that, and one thing we kept harping on is the amount of money that Virtus.pro has to work with. Another full buy coming into this next round.
Nice shot from Halzerk. Doesn't even take a lick of damage, so he's gone. Oh, Flit. What? Okay, Elige. Well, that was pretty easy.
Did he think he was covered by the smoke?
I'd imagine not.
All right, well, Floppy's going to have to, now that mid's so exposed, he has to push it
towards Oh, no, the timing. As soon as Floppy decides to shoot, he knew there was a player there. They just, that last second turn away, he dodges the bullets, and Grim to take Norbert out in mid. So 3v2 is still winnable for Complexity, but it'd be retake this time. They're so far away. That was posed to him being exposed to top mid and was just willing to take that risk for a few seconds because there's no way he thought he was covered by the smoke because he went through the smoke.
I'm glad you said that. I actually thought it was an op for a second.
That one's for you, Jason.
Yeah, thank you. Flashbangs out. Stream of flashbangs, keeping Holzerk away. It doesn't matter if it's an op or a scout if he's blind.
The fireworks display, don't look at it.
No, he doesn't even get a single chance to be involved. And again, just a lurker. Layers of lurkers left in the gap. You've got one in mid. You had Electronic out mid.
And Norbert's in middle if they try and come out through short. He's got that covered off. And so they're all streaming through CT apart from Grim, who's just waiting for his teammates to make that move. And then he'll come in from long. And it is pretty effective from Grim and JT. 2 headshots quite quickly. And James, now the wizard, stands within Gandalf. And his AWP looking to strike upon the end. Oh, he's close. He's close, but he's not able to get the job done. And Complexity overwhelm him.
Kit. And
now they have got Floppy on that defuse, so he's got it all the way. And finally, a third round for Complexity.
Yeah, that second lurk way at the top of mid ended up, I mean, you could see the protocol. Like, eventually, if that defense is feeling pressured, he goes out towards long during that retake to kind of backstab it. But I think the kills came out way too quick for him to be there in time to have any true impact on the round.
It is, again, a heavy commitment towards this B bomb side. They're going back to All Faithful, and it's Floppy in the corner. Is he able to get something out of this? It's one and done, but Elige finally explodes in lower tunnels, is able to get away with that kill, and there's 2 now detected in lower. James looks to fend them off. 1 is good. Can he get the second? The answer is absolutely not.
Bomb.
As Elige drops him, the bomb is down in tunnels, and now Elige looks to defend. The onslaught of players charging in. Information collected that there has to be a second player in tunnels, but Flit is preoccupied about the possibility of one outside those doors.
I actually don't think they know that Grim was that close to Elige, but it doesn't really matter. Flit is still smoked off. He was at least able to activate his teammate with the flashbang, but...
Would Fame have not seen him on the death cam? Or like he's seen the second player coming out through lower just before it looked like, but...
He might have, absolutely.
A shot. James, that's another opening. His kills may be few, but they're certainly impactful. That's Elige down in mid. It's going to be frustrating for Elige to have to deal with that.
No, well, especially considering Flit's like, nice kill. I will take that space now. He's out mid, and he'll be able to cut off Floppy if he rotates out of the B bomb site. 3 defenders out towards long. VP's going to pause and wait and look for the reaction.
This is a cool move. Electronic boosted up. He's got some great cover here with that box. Flashes up, headshot. Eincourt, Grim taken off. Oh, no, they see the player crossing into pit as well, so they know JT's in that. Complexity, a lot of resources being committed towards long, and Flit is still through those mid doors.
That's so smart from Electronic. Bailing yourself out with that smoke at the corner. Now a mid to B split. Now the defense is really scrambling to get back, but actually the attack is coming into the B bomb site through tunnels. They thought the main thrust would be through mid on the rotation, and they were dead wrong.
Floppy is still so paranoid. He's still so focused on Flit. Now Electronic comes off short. It's perfectly worked for VP to secure an 8th round at the end of the first half of Dust 2. So all of the resources committed through short for Complexity. It's all in on this A site. Plenty of players lying in wait for Virtus.pro. Complexity to lose this pitch around, it is going to spell disaster at the start of the second half. And they line up. James gets away with 1. Complexity yet to put that bomb down. They're staying committed, trying to get the plant at a minimum to give themselves a solid purchase in the next. Electronic and James are on death's door, but they are still fragging out. And Virtus.pro will win the pistol. Electronic running up through top middle. He's down to 28 health. Good tag from Holzerk. Electronic, though, if he gets his gun out here, this could be absolutely massive for him to take down multiple players. Electronic confident to swing with the USP as well. Electronic is taking every single fight, even if he doesn't need to. And it works out very well. It's still a 3 versus 2. And, oh my God, it's juggling in middle.
And then he took a scout for it. Oh, get out, Grim. No way.
Oh God.
Oh, what a sequence.
That was chaos. Smoking towards long. Here comes the charge out. Complexity sending everything towards Norbert. He needs to be careful, but they all line up. And just like a bowling ball, straight through the pins, it's Elige, Floppy, and Grim to fall on over.
He's got a turkey. That's a bowling term?
That's a bowling term? Yeah, I'm not a particular bowler. My bowling technique is terrible, Jason.
It is. I've seen it.
Yeah.
It is not good.
I throw the ball really high up.
Hard to imagine any kind of significant shift in that feeling.
I'd imagine it significantly shifted to the negative side, probably worsening. And Flit and Floppy 1 for 1 in lower tunnels.
It's a pretty cool setup for that. Double nade lower, swing on the second nade. Complexity have mid control. A little bit of utility to show catwalk presence, taking those first steps. VP have dropped 2 players inside of the B bomb site. Nobody watching mid at the moment. But if Complexity try and do to VP what VP was doing to them at this B bomb site, it's going to go vastly different.
Here's Electronic. Nice and clean. Lovely double. Grim and Floppy barbecued, and that smoke goes up in front of Holzer's face. His information flow now severed.
Is just making the risk, making the guess that James is the only defender at this bomb site. And there is one more close up, that's Norbert.
Oh, here's a flank from Electronic. It's quick through short, and it is effective. Bomb plant just about got down, and a Molotov onto Norbert. He's just gonna stand in it. You're not gonna,
dude, what a flex. That's
he just knew. He just knew it. Like, he's gonna get it.
That actually might be worse than teabagging somebody, just standing in those flames. Head back to the hotel, get some rest. Norbert just trying to turn from anti-flash, taking a lot of damage, but Fame's got his back, and oh man!
Oh, good night.
Slaughtered, absolutely shut down.
Just as we all knew, VP to take a victory versus Complexity, 2-0 as well. They're coming out looking strong after the player break. And Complexity have work to do. They're heading down into the resurrection bracket, and they're hoping they can find life at the Esports World Cup yet. But Virtus.pro, their opening game of the Esports World Cup, results in victory over Complexity.